Today marks 1734th day of daily lessons, daily reflections. Today will be a difficult day. Again, I'm sick. I shared yesterday that I have hiccups from medications that I take because I had a mini surgery. And my face is a little bit puffed. And today is an interesting day. It will be a difficult day because it's still hard to speak, but I will make today for myself, not for somebody else. It might be even difficult to listen to me because I will be hiccuping all the time. But the most important part for this is showing up for myself because it's important for me to I made commitment to really do a daily lesson, daily reflection, and this is what I will reflect today. And today I will reflect about one statement, and that's the only thing that I will do. And your emotional response is greater test than event itself. Your emotional response is greater test than event itself. So today, um, it was already a difficult day, but I chose to do the work that I do on weekends. I go grab a truck, go to the stores, pick up food, donated food, and deliver those donations to food banks. That's what I do every single weekend, and I chose to do that today as well. My friend said that they're supposed to take a break, but I just didn't want to rest. And maybe it's a good decision, maybe not. I don't know, but like it just that's the character that I have. And the worst part was that during the day, somewhere I lost my home key. I came back home. I didn't know that I lost my key. I didn't find my key. I was not able to get home, so I decided to go back, look for the key. Didn't find the key. Message my landlord. He was able to get me a new key. So my day was prolonged significantly, and it's interesting because when you feel great, when you feel excited, when you have so much energy to allocate to everything, everything seems flow smoothly. But today, like when I already was extremely low, I managed to lose my key. And today we'll share seven truths about events, circumstances, about the character, and about specifically about emotion response. And let's get started. And I said it, it'll be a difficult share because it's still not an easy way to communicate. So number one, the event reveals your circumstances. Your response reveals your character. And I really love that. Your response reveals your character. And one of them, my favorite examples, is a cup. Of course, this cup has water in it right now, but when we love our lives, every single person has a cup. And in that cup, you can fill in anything that you want. You can fill jealousy, envy, grudges, and that will be something negative. You can put some positives in there, joy, bliss, laughter, or you can put nothing. So now, when events happening, when the circumstances happening, when things happening that is out of control, the cup will be shaken, and most likely you will pour what is in the cup on other people. And today, when you feel like terrible, you walk like a zombie. This is will be against the day of the day when you reveal who you are. That reveals the character. So when people do terrible things, when you do terrible things, mistakes, not terrible things, mistakes. So what will show up? Will show up anger, or will show up bliss, joy, laughter? Because I think that is a beautiful thing. But when you know that no matter what day you are in, you will be kind, you will be generous, you will be committed to do the right things. I think that's a beautiful thing when your emotional response reveals character, and that character was filled in a cup long before any bad circumstance happens. Number two, most suffering comes from resistance, not reality. And I mentioned in the past as well that that's really the saying that didn't happen. And then one thought that I had today was like, why today? I already feel exhausted. I've already worked and then I had enough. I just wanted to come back home and rest. That's all I wanted. Come back and have a moment of rest. But I needed to spend extra 3 hours looking for the key, getting the keys situated. So rather than resting and recharging and already low battery, I needed to really go and then do the things that is was by mistake. And again, this is I need to really accept reality. This is a reality and do what's needs to be done. Number three, your first emotion isn't your responsibility. Your second one is, and this is such a beautiful. I learned this recently, but this is one of the most beautiful things that I learned this year is that your first emotion isn't your responsibility. Your second one is. So that means that when something comes up, I really learned to ask what kind of emotion is valid right now. What emotion is valid? What's happening right now, and what is valid? And I realized that at the moment it's valid to feel sadness. Emotion is valid to feel frustrated. It's valid to really feel this way for a very short period of time because that's the first emotion. First emotion is always valid, majority of times. Now, second thing is that you choose. You choose how you will respond and what you will feel, what kind of emotion will feel. And it's interesting. What I found is that when you validate your emotion, that is potentially a negative emotion, that shock, that sadness, that is when you validate, this is exactly what you're supposed to feel right now, based on my circumstance. That really allows you to release that emotion. Feels that emotion seems like acknowledged, accepted, heard, and so runs away. And now you're able to really look into, okay, what kind of emotion do I want to feel, and what I want, because that is my responsibility now to move something different and better. Number four, emotional maturity is measured by the gap between stimulus and response. So that means that emotional maturity is that how fast you're able to really put your response between something happens and you're able to respond. Because that first reaction still could be a with response. That means that you reacting to it emotionally, but at the same time you have that response in there. So that means that you already feeling the emotion, but when you're feeling that emotion, you are able to really acknowledge that emotion. And when you acknowledge that emotion, now you choose a different response because sometimes it's very, very hard to control your first emotion. As I said, it's valid to have different first emotions, but self control is one of the clearest aspects. And I think that again, partly is that if you have a lot of bad things in your cup, self control becomes even more important. But when your cup is only joy inside of the cup, even that response becomes less important because it doesn't matter what's because if you react, you will still something good will come out, not bad. Number five, every emotional reaction is pointing towards something deeper. I know that in the past I used to be even more judgmental. Maybe I was a little bit more negative. And when I think about that when you have some kind of emotion reaction or no emotion reaction whatsoever, because I used to have a tendency to numb myself rather than experience that positive emotion or have any positive emotional response. So I used to have some kind of numbness, and then this some days it shows there's just some kind of wounds was in the past, and then we needed to heal that. And sometimes when I look into okay, what it is my emotional reaction to events, and what could I do about it in during good days, because those emotional reactions that show up during bad days, we're able to work on them during good days. And again, there's a beautiful thing when it's like during good days, I'm able to really go into my deeper self, develop that. So when bad days come, I'm able to really reveal and show what I worked on all those good days. Number six, life doesn't just test your plans; it tests your spirit. It's an interesting thing because spirit such a thing is that I really love the example that I gave it in the past as well, that every single person needs to have an anchor, the anchor for the spirit. So that means for me, anchor is my faith. And when you have an anchor like strong like this, that it never moves, faith is the anchor that never moves. It's always there, always there. So it doesn't matter what I'm experiencing now. That my experiences are temporary. My suffering is temporary. All the things that I'm going through is temporary, but my anchor is permanent. And now that means that when my plans fail, when I make mistakes, circumstances happen, I'm able to hold to my spirit. And that holding on to spirit gives me hope, gives me joy, and allows me to really be committed to showing up to myself, even though that's maybe it's difficult to do my lesson today, but I still do it because it's who I am, and this is my spirit. Number seven, the last one that I want to mention. Your response determines whether the event becomes a prison or a teacher. So that means again, I was able to choose, say that I really feel terrible. I don't want to really show up not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far away, and today even more imperfect than most of the time. But I still choose to show up because I allow this event to change me, not break me, to change me, to improve me, to really show that I have bad days, I have terrible days, but still, the importance is showing up. That's what's the important key. Because I lost my keys, and I was thinking even, did you able to find something good in every single terrible thing? And there was three keys and one fob, key fob. That key fob and one key was from my old life. So two keys, so one from my new place that I have right now that I live in right now, and two keys was from the old life. And maybe this was a sign that I need to let go of my old version of me, all doors already locked, closed, forgot about it. And now just focus on the future, and you lost key because that's again a sign that I went through difficulties, and that's again last time I need to deal with difficulties with those keys, and then I'm able to forget about them, and I really look into the future with the brighter vision. And it's again having a positive outlook. Lost those keys because that's what I needed to do because I didn't want those keys because those keys was to the old doors, and I don't want to have access to all doors. All I want is access to new doors. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you have events happening, circumstances happening. You don't feel 100%, but still showing up for the most high priority things in your life. So I hope you choose. I hope you choose to win. If you stayed, that's you are crazy, and that's for sure. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.